If you clicked on this video, chances are you struggle with procrastination.
I hope I made him again soon. He reminds me in his white shirt and blue jeans.
Can you even see it? Procrastination happens to the best of us, and I'm certainly not an exception. But I believe that 9 times out of 10, procrastination is actually not because of laziness. Rather, procrastination is a result of a fear of challenge or the anxiety that builds up over neglecting a task. Think about it this way: you have 5 activities you need to do today. You need to send emails, do your laundry, do some normal homework like problem sets, and you have this one huge looming project that you've been neglecting. Chances are you're not going to work on the project. You might do your laundry or send some emails. So in this video, I'm going to share how to stop procrastinating, or more importantly, how to start doing the things that actually matter.
Ain't got much use except to wait for you.
Alright, first let's talk about the 3 P's: procrastination, prioritization, and pride. So what's the difference between procrastination and prioritization? Put simply, procrastination is putting off things that actually matter, and prioritization is consciously putting things off that don't matter. Pride factors into procrastination. Because of your pride, you might make an inaccurate assessment about how long it takes to do something. So you might say, I can start this on the last day, I will write the essay a few hours before the deadline. And while it is kind of true that you could do that, it would certainly hurt a lot less if you just started earlier. To combat procrastination, it's really important to make accurate assessments not only about your task and what your purpose is, but yourself and how you work best. So my first tip is to self-reflect. Self-reflection is extremely important, not only for getting your work done, but also for applying to internships or for college. So think about what matters to you. Are the things that bring stress in your life really worth it? Do the clubs or student orgs that you're involved in bring you joy, or do you find value in them, and why? By signing up for things that you actually like, you're setting yourself up for success and a lower likelihood of procrastinating. But May, I'm required to take classes that I hate. Take it as a blessing. I'm gonna sound crazy and unrelatable right now, but mindset is everything. There are 2 types of people who try everything and pick the things that they like, and there are people who try everything and weed out the things that they hate. If you're lucky enough to find something that you really hate, it's honestly a step forward towards where you want to be. Even if you hate something, knowledge is truly a gift that nobody can take away from you. Plus, if I'm being real with you, sometimes you just have to bite the bullet to get to where you want to be. One way to get through the things that you don't enjoy is to reward yourself with things that you do. So for example, you might set 3 hours to work on your project for a class that you really hate, and you reward yourself by doing readings for a class that you really do enjoy, or going to the gym. Another practical tip on how to stop procrastinating is to tackle your priorities. When you make a to-do list of things that you need to do for the day or the week, make sure to write down everything that you need to do and then order them in terms of priority. I cannot stress this enough. You need to set goals that are similar in magnitude of difficulty as things that you've accomplished before. And if they're too difficult, then break them up into more manageable tasks. For example, instead of writing "start my project," you might say "open up the guidelines" and then brainstorm some ideas. The next tip is actually a tip from AY. On a day-to-day basis, after you've given yourself a handful of things that you want to focus on, as usual, order them from highest to lowest priority, but add something that is really easy to accomplish or something that you've already done before to the top of your list. This way you can just check it off, and it gives yourself a sense of completion to put you in the right mindset to tackle a more difficult challenge. Know how you work best. Maybe you're someone who needs to do a project in one complete sitting and can't stop once you start, or you might be someone who needs to work on it a little bit each day. Knowing how you work best and how you tackle projects is really important for being able to schedule time in. Be adaptable. Don't set 10 things to do in one day, and don't even feel like you have to give yourself set days to accomplish things. It's okay to carry over tasks from one day to another. It doesn't mean you failed. If you chipped away at a project, that's a success in my book. This is also a tip from AY. It's kind of a long-running joke, but change your diaper. Let me explain. Sometimes I'll call AY and be like, hey, I'm feeling so unproductive. I spent the past few hours on my phone just doing nothing, and I feel like the day's over, and it's like 2 p.m. To that, he always says, change your diaper, which translates into stop wallowing in your own shit. If you've been unproductive for a few hours, just leave it in the past. Start with a clean mindset, and the day is not over at 2 p.m. Next, Thinking counts as working, which means you have to actually open your assignment first. It's a relatively simple task that gets you started and relieves some anxiety. Once you start reading the guidelines for a project, you might be able to conjure up some ideas when you're just out and about during the day. Being able to spend conscious time thinking about the task at hand and then writing it out physically will help you relieve a lot of anxiety that's bottled up. You probably work best when you have a sense of pressure, so set your own deadlines, and I mean actually set hard deadlines in your calendar. Hold yourself accountable to your own deadlines. Being able to build that sense of integrity with yourself is really important for the future. Environment actually affects your productivity. A clean space means a productive mind. Location also sort of matters. I have a friend that I was talking to when making this video, and she said that she can't do her STEM related homework in a humanities building and she can't write her papers in a STEM building. So she goes to a specific library on campus called The Rock to write on her essays, and she goes to the science library to do her science problem sets. So studying in specific places based on the subject matter might help you not only compartmentalize what you learn, but get into the right mindset to work on that. My next tip is to half-ass strategically. Inevitably, you're going to have to prioritize things that matter more to you. This means that you can't necessarily commit 100% to everything that you do. Personally though, I still feel that doing the bare minimum consistently in a class that you don't like is a waste of time. If you're in a class, you might as well commit at least 80% to learning the information and feeling confident about what you've learned. That being said, things that you put off should be put off intentionally because you want to work on something that has more value to you long term. So once again, procrastination actually ties in a lot with prioritization. My last tip is to take conscious breaks, and I mean take real breaks. Going on your phone and scrolling through does not count as a break. It's probably the #1 reason why I feel super unproductive in the middle of the day when I still have plenty of time to do my work. Go take a walk outside, go to the gym, talk with a friend. There's actually a New York Times article posted on this recently. It's called "The Case for Doing Nothing," in case you're interested in hearing more. In summary, being able to set a few goals for the day in terms of priority and accomplishing them will reify your sense of self-efficacy. Feel free to leave a comment down below with your study tips or how to stop procrastinating. I know I can always benefit. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! I filmed this so fast, I'm gonna get kicked out of this conference room.